Alright, James, here we are again. I'm going to make you just a short little video of basically how to take the machine apart. It's still on. I'm not going to power it down just yet. To basically take it apart, or put it back together, I should say, my friend was actually kind of nice to basically make a note of all the connections. There's only three wires per side. Essentially what you've got is you've got your monitor cable for the one side, and then you've got your basically coin buttons for 1 and 2. That's all it is. You unhook those three, they're all lined up, and he even made little notes here, 1, 2, and 3, so you know exactly where everything goes. Basically, another thing you have to keep in mind is once obviously this comes apart, the flap here, if you will, connects to this center cross member by the way of a hinge system. It's kind of hard to see, but a hinge system in a screw system. And if I flip it around here, you'll see what I'm talking about. You see there's 3 screws right there. That's basically the way this works is once you remove the screws, the back bracket falls out, and then of course, you know, you do that for the other side, and the flap comes apart. So to put it back together, it's probably best to have 2 people. One holds the flap. You can try to hold obviously this little bracket here flush against you know, the metal here, if you will, and then you put in your screws, 1 on each side. And you do the same for pretty much the other side, and off you go. So it's pretty straightforward, nothing to it. Again, it's kind of hard to see the inside, but you can tell, like, you can see the wiring. Like, my friend's done a really nice job. Like, it's very clean. You know, you're not going to get anything nearly as nice as this for $1,200. You're definitely not. Basically, the same is repeated for the other side as far as the flap. I don't need to show you that. The amp, it's kind of hard to see, but that little unit that's got the knob, the blue knob, that's the amplifier. That turns the sound on and off, or high and low, however you prefer. And then also, kind of hard to see in here. God, I wish I had better lighting. Actually, you know what? I'm going to, if you just give me a second, I know I have a flashlight here somewhere, so just kind of stay with me while I do this. I'm going to get a flashlight to show you. Right in here is basically, there's supposed to be 2 bolts on each side, but of course, you know, over time people lose things. If you remove this bolt that I'm pointing to, and the same on this side here, even though it's kind of hard to see, but that bolt right there that I'm pointing to, this center member comes out. And so it makes things you know, a lot easier if you're trying to, you know, get it into your house, you know, and putting it back together, if you will. So the 2 flaps come out first. The center member comes off last, and then the only other thing you have to worry about, if you come down here, by the time all this is off, you can sort of tilt the machine on its you know, on its side, if you will. And right down here are basically the leg you know, bolts. You've got different adjustment points according to the height, and I'm just going to try to focus in down here. So you basically take these 2 bolts on each side, and the legs slide right out. And that's it. And then putting it back together is kind of the same way. Put the legs together first, again, by tilting the machine kind of on a 45, and then slipping the legs in first, and placing the bolts you know, in place. Once that's done, you've got a nice good foundation to work with, and you can put the center cross member back, and then the flaps go on last. And that's it. There's not much to it. You know, hope you found this helpful. If you need any help, of course, you can always give me a shout. But should be pretty straightforward. Hope you enjoyed the video.